Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Horror Show. A show that dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
Welcome back, everyone. We talked about
Killer Clowns from Outer
Space. Great episode. People really enjoyed it. It's funny. We've been on kind of a kick of like some just real shit movies that no one's really ever seen except us. And then we do like some decent ones and everyone responds really well. So I was like, oh, we should probably do more of this.
So you're calling Killer Clowns a decent one?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love it. And I think people just have really fond memories of it. Although it's funny when Fangoria posted like links to our show, they would always hype it and put a little image of Killer Clowns. And I was going through them all just to see what people say. And some of the comments, I was like, you just need to rewatch this movie. Like, I saw a comment that was like, this is the best movie ever made. I was like, no. Made implies that, like, the quality is good.
Right.
This is a great...
You could say it's your favorite movie. Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. But this is the best movie ever made. I had a real problem with that. So, but yeah, good response from everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. And, shout out to our most recent Patreon supporter, Big Ryan Sawyer.
Yes,
the lawyer from Lawyersville.
Wait, is he really a lawyer?
Yeah.
Oh, he is really a lawyer.
Yeah.
Because I saw him make that joke that was like, hey, wait, I'm a lawyer. Because someone said that we don't look like the images on our t-shirt.
I know. And then
it's just blowing smoke.
So this is totally off topic, and we're just talking about a person in real life who's listening to this. They must be like, what the this is so bizarre.
Never met the guy.
In a weird way, this guy's just listening to us be like, talking about it. But anyway, like imagine if we were just listening to a podcast and then they just were like, hey, Sean M, he's this guy. Yeah, he works at this company. It's really weird. But I was like driving to work and I just had to ask him because I was like, is he really a lawyer? Because I remembered that joke and I was like, I think he did say he actually is a lawyer. And then I was like, but he's got the Wu-Tang shirt on in that picture. And
that's my type of lawyer.
He's super cool, right? And I was like, that would be the best lawyer ever to have. Like, imagine if my lawyer walked in like a Wu-Tang shirt and was just like, hey guys, sorry, I was fucking out. Deal with it. I'd be like, this is my lawyer for life. And then, so that's why I like messaged, I don't know if I messaged him or I openly tweeted him, but I was like, are you really a lawyer? And he was like, yeah. I was like, holy shit, that is amazing.
Well, Ryan, I might be getting in touch with you.
Yeah. For all of our needs. Yeah. You'll be like, do not call me again. You guys are calling me about the stupidest shit in the world. Do not call me again. So anyway, that's this guy Ryan that listens to the show.
Some guy I couldn't pick out in a crowd of two.
Oh my god. Oh, our other fans must love that conversation. Every week we will now just bring to you a profile of somebody you do not know and we barely know. So this week we move on to my guilty pleasures, and my choice was Brainscan from 1994, starring the Edward Furlong.
The
Edward Furlong. So my pick was Brainscan.
Yes. Can I just make a disclaimer that if anyone hears us like faint or throw up, the NFL draft is on at the same time that we're recording, so tensions might run high.
Tensions are going to run high, and tears will be shed. Yeah. Tears are definitely going to be shed. Mine are about to start. Oh, man. Anyway, Brainscan. So we have Ed Furlong, who we mentioned last week. Terrible actor.
Seems like a terrible person when you read up on him.
Yeah.
He's a real asshole.
He's a real dick. I feel bad for him.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so. Just because, I don't know. That's sad. He's got a kid. I don't know. I go back and forth with him, but he's generally a piece of shit. And he looks awful. I sent Joe a picture and he's like got clothespins, like holding his shirt together at a con.
Yes.
Like at his table.
Yes.
Like, that's just a level of not giving a fuck that I don't think I can reach. Do you think you could reach that level?
Yes.
You're pretty good.
Fuck
You're
yeah.
pretty good. You're pretty
Look
good.
what I'm wearing right now.
You're pretty good. Joe always looks like he's gonna like help his friend move in somewhere.
Taking it easy is my MO.
Yeah. So we got him, Frank Langella. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Langella. He's in it in a weird role.
It was so weird to see him.
It was very weird to see him, and I was also like, I know he's familiar, I know who he is, but then I don't really know who he is. Dated Whoopi Goldberg forever.
Wait, what?
Forever.
I thought she dated Ted Danson.
I think Ted was before.
Good for Whoopi.
And then she got Frank for years, up until like I forget what year, but it was like 2012, 2013.
Are you shitting me?
No.
Wow. All right.
Her and Big Frank, power couple that no one knew about. He played Skeletor in Masters of the Universe.
He did?
Dracula in 1979. Nixon in Frost versus Nixon. And Muppets Most Wanted.
Yeah.
So, all the classics.
Was he in Robot vs. Frank? No.
I don't know.
Okay.
Robot versus what?
Robot and Frank? There was some movie that came out recently that I liked quite a bit.
He might have. I only put a few. Directed by John Flynn, who, this is his last movie. This was the last movie he made, and he is now dead.
He died shortly after?
Yeah.
Really? From what?
I don't know. But,
he did
I
not
feel bad
like...
that this is his last movie.
Yeah, well, yeah. He did not like working with Furlong.
No, he didn't. I have his quote in here for later.
Okay.
But you can read that later. This did $4 million in the box office. Could you find a budget for this? Did you see a budget?
I didn't see a budget.
I didn't see a budget for it either. But I will tell you, I bet you this was a lot more than $4 million to make.
I'm sure.
There's so many shitty special effects in this that I'm sure it cost like $10 million to make this movie.
Easily.
Yeah. Ed Furlong's, well, I'm not going to slander anybody anymore. I really don't want to get sued, but I have a lot of jokes there. So let's get into Brainscan, and then we'll talk about my list.
So before we actually break down the movie, I just want to say that I thought the concept of this movie for the time that it came out was actually pretty good until about like the halfway mark, and then it just fell off the rails.
Well, yeah. I mean, we can overview this first. So I guess I should talk about why I fucking picked the movie. All right. So I loved this movie as a kid. I loved it. My dad told me I can't watch it, and I watched it anyway because I found it on TV, and I was like, this is the fucking best. And I remember the first kill scene really affected me as a kid. I mean, I was pretty young. I couldn't tell you what age though, but I was young. Probably right around when it was released on video. And
what year was it? 94?
94. So yeah.
So
I was
fourth
probably
grade,
like
third grade?
10.
Yeah.
10 or so. That first kill scene, I was like, holy shit.
It's not bad.
And the dog and the foot and all those things, I was like, what am I watching? Especially because like as a kid, you're like, okay, this is just the beginning of the movie. Where is this going to go? Little would I learn, it just becomes ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that is the most intense scene in the movie, is those beginning scenes.
I did not hate the beginning at all. I thought it was actually
really great.
The markings of a good horror movie.
And then Trickster shows up, who we will get to, but wow. Wow. He really takes the air out of the room.
I fucking hate Trickster.
He takes the piss out of this movie in a way that I just can't.
Can we just talk about him now?
I still love, Trickster. Okay, so I do want to clarify. I still really like this movie. It's just that Trickster is just painful.
I want to
and unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
Totally unnecessary.
100%.
You could take him out of this concept,
and the movie would be good.
And the movie works.
Yes.
Still.
You don't need him at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
You could just have the voice, the CD, in the game.
So the movie's about a kid. He's really into horror. He orders a video game through Fangoria, like want ads, puts it in. The video game is kind of like, it consumes you, and you don't realize what's happening, although later in the whatever. Anyway, you don't know what's happening, and it's kind of like it makes you think you're in a virtual reality killing people. Turns out it's real life. You're actually killing people. It's not a video game, but it is. So this is all kind of, I mean, it might sound corny, but it's a pretty cool concept. But then they throw in this guy Trickster who comes out of the video game for no reason. And he is a character that just appears. Then he comes out of the game, which is whatever. If that's the direction you want to go, that's fine.
He's like a shitty genie.
He's like a shitty genie. Yeah, exactly. He's a shitty
who doesn't
genie.
grant any wishes.
It just makes your life miserable. And not because he's making you kill people, but just because he sucks.
He's just annoying.
He's so annoying. Such an asshole. And so,
all right. So Trickster is basically the director saw Little Monsters.
Yep.
And was like,
100%.
My favorite part of Little Monsters is how annoying Howie Mandel's character was. So I'm going to take that and I'm just going to up it times 1,000. And that's what Trickster is. He's a shitty, annoying Maurice.
That's what it is. And like, not
I
lovable.
fucking hate Maurice.
He was like, yeah, Maurice, I never liked.
He's
Maurice.
so annoying. And Trickster blows him out of the water. Like, if you had to choose one shitty imaginary friend, would you choose Maurice or Trickster?
Maurice.
Yeah, and I hate to say that.
And I hate that, yeah.
Maurice.
What are your thoughts on Drop Dead Fred?
I like Drop Dead Fred.
Oh, you did? I hate all of these fucking guys. These guys that show up and cause you nothing but fucking headaches. Even as a kid, dude, I hated all of these movies. I mean, I liked, what was the name of the one Maurice is in? What's it called?
Little Monsters.
Little Monsters. I liked that movie as a kid, but only because of like the weird monster scenes and stuff. But I hated Maurice.
Same.
And I hated all these movies as a kid because I was like, what a fucking nightmare. Like, these assholes just show up uninvited. Like, I would be like, I want my piece.
I'm with you. Even that fucking asshole Cat in the Hat.
Dude, Cat in the Hat
comes up, makes a fucking mess.
And you can't stop him.
Talks in riddles.
Could you imagine, like that is like, I mean, as an adult, when you think about that, a stranger entering your house and just destroying your life and messing with your house.
Yeah. And no one's ever going to believe
rid
you.
of him.
Yeah.
Like, as an adult, like, if you think about that concept, it's like one of the worst things you could ever, it's a home invasion. It's fucking literal nightmare. And so as a kid, it's like, you know, you're supposed to think that's funny. Like, it's just really bizarre.
Yeah.
I hated that idea as a kid. I hated all those people. And Trickster, included. Trickster is the worst of the bunch. Cause at least the other ones, like, at the end, they're kind of like, well, I just wanted to be your friend. But I'm just a monster, or I'm just a cat.
Yeah, Trickster's just a dick.
Trickster's just like not even funny. Trickster's not even. He doesn't have any puns. He doesn't have anything.
Dude, he doesn't.
He's just like the scene where he eats the chicken.
Yeah,
he's just like, oh, I made a snack.
It contributes nothing to the movie.
What the fuck?
Trickster loves grunge music, though.
He does. Oh, actually. I'll save it for the end.
What would you rather do? Hang out with Trickster or listen to the hair metal band Trickster?
I'd rather kill myself. Both options are terrible. But yeah, no, I mean, the director of this or whoever wrote it or whoever the idea of Trickster came from was absolutely like a cash in, like, okay, this is going to be our character. And I bet you kids will think he's cool, even though he's the bad guy. And then we make movies of him. Like in Freddy's vein, where Freddy kind of became.
I mean, the only reason to include a character like that is to hope for
kids to latch on.
Yeah.
But was this rated R, by the way? It had to have been.
That is a very good question. I have it up. Hold on.
Yeah, take a look at that because I meant to look that up.
Okay, I don't have it up. I have the page up. It doesn't say what it's
rated T for Trickster. Terrible joke.
You keep talking. I'll put up an IMDb.
All right. So, why don't we just get started to the movie because we've talked about Trickster enough, and we have plenty more to discuss.
Really, I feel like we've summed up the movie, and we can wrap it up.
There's some great scenes in this movie. So, we open up. Ed Furlong's having flashbacks, some weird dreams. It appears he was in a terrible accident as a kid, which, by the way, does not come back.
No.
Really. Except for one scene where it's... No. Why did they include that?
I'm not sure.
I didn't really think about it until just now.
But at least like a movie like we talked about loved ones. Like, it comes back.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's because his
Briefly.
mom's not around. Whatever, but they could have easily written.
So I'm on IMDb, and it also doesn't have a rating.
What?
Yeah,
Maybe it
there's
wasn't rated.
nothing
Wait,
listed.
no, it went to theaters.
Oh, wait, it's right here. It's literally right in front of my face. It was R.
Okay. So he's in a terrible accident as a kid. He witnesses his mom die. His dream is I guess he's having these dreams. He wakes up in a cold sweat and to his phone ringing. Kyle is calling master.
Oh,
Kyle is calling master. His fucking this kid is more wise. This kid at this point. So this is one of those movies where technology is just fabricated.
Yes.
It's the era of people like have no idea how computers work and they just make it up.
That was the era where like the X-Files had it's like the same time because the X-Files had an episode where everybody's killing people because like their phones are saying kill and like all things like that. And like Buffy the Vampire Slayer has an episode where they go like log onto the internet and there's like a demon in the internet that's making people kill. Like that's the time where like everyone was hitting that angle.
And I think people were actually scared of the internet. I mean, people that didn't have access to it or didn't really know what it was were actually scared of it. And, you know, you saw this in movies like, I think we brought it up last week, like Blank Check, Clarissa Explains It All. They had these computers, like Clarissa Explains It All.
Clarissa made her own video game with her in it.
And I was like, I need this computer. And my dad was like, you cannot do that. It's impossible.
True.
It's literally impossible. But like they did that in every movie.
Yeah, but can you imagine now if somebody made a movie with like an iPhone and you could like just sit in it? Like,
you can just walk into it.
Just climb into it.
Yeah. I mean, that's essentially what it was.
Everyone
like,
rip it apart.
Like Clarissa was like, boop, 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 boop. And she's like, oh, look, Sam, I made a video.
And
game
Sam
of
would
you.
be in it.
Yeah. So, I mean.
Wait, what was that? What was that show on Nickelodeon? It was like a game show.
Dude,
You know
Nick
what
Arcade.
Okay, yeah, Nick Arcade.
Dude, it's the best best game show of all time. You got to like punch.
I still don't know how it worked.
It was, I don't know either.
Because like they would like fly.
Incredible technology.
Yeah,
Incredible technology. So this movie takes it to a level that is just, I mean, eventually you're just like, well, this person doesn't even know what a computer is later on and like what video games are because there's things that happen in this. But Kyle has a computer that talks to him and he can talk to it. Technology that probably didn't exist till 2005. And his phone has like an Igor on it.
And not to mention,
constantly talks to him.
If it did exist, he definitely wasn't affording it.
No one was. It was crazy.
To go back to the accident scene, I think it set up the fact that he had like a permanent leg injury.
Yeah, but okay.
And that was it.
Yeah, well, sweet. So this kid Kyle calls him. Kyle is almost like a stoner type friend.
Yeah.
He's an idiot.
Typical 90s.
He drives me nuts in this.
Buddy.
Also, Edward Furlong has like his own kitchen in his bedroom.
Edward Furlong's room is the best.
Yeah, the coolest room ever.
Living the dream.
And you know, this kid Kyle tells him Brainscan is the ultimate experience in interactive terror. Dude, oh my god, yeah, this statement is crazy. Dude, man, it's interactive CD-ROM. You gotta look at the ad, man. It's in Fangoria. Like, what? The interactive CD-ROM. Words that they just put together. Interactive CD-ROM. So Furlong pulls out his Fango mag. And
I did love the Fango love in this.
I did
it was
too.
Very 90s.
It was very awesome. And I don't know if they had anything to do with this movie. Probably not, though. It seemed just to be, because otherwise it would have been in there like nonstop. But
yeah, I think it was just trying to be an ode to horror fans.
And while he's looking at this ad, with his buddy Kyle on the line, we get a glimpse into Ed Furlong's personal life, where he is a fucking pervert.
He's just a straight up stalker.
And is filming and photographing a girl changing in her bedroom.
Yeah, the next door neighbor.
Which, you know what? We're going off the rails on this one. I don't care. Which later we find out she's taking pictures of him, taking pictures of her.
The ultimate swerve.
Oh my god, I hate this movie. But I love it. It's so fucking stupid. Because, oh my god, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. I can't wait. I just want to jump all over the place because it's so dumb.
Let's do it.
All right,
Fuck
fine.
it.
So my favorite part about that idea, okay, so we find out Ed Furlong is taking pictures of her, and this romance is kind of in and out throughout the movie. He's like, I'm in love with her, and see, because Trickster's like, you have to kill her later on in the movie, and he's like, I love her, which is really weird because you are like clearly spying on her, and there's no interaction there whatsoever.
And when there is, he's so awkward.
It was so awkward. And later he at the end of the movie, he's in her room and he sees that she has pictures of, like I said, she's taking pictures of him. And he asks her on a date. And she's like, no. She's like, sorry. And he's like, well, like, what could, maybe? She's like, I guess. And he's like, all right, maybe, that's great. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? So many mixed signals. Why are you taking pictures of him oh, probably for the police, but
probably.
Yeah.
I wish the second half of the movie was just him taking pictures of her, taking pictures of him, taking pictures of her,
and Trickster taking pictures of both of them. Yeah, so that was awesome. That was a great ending to the movie. So anyway,
that was I forgot that was the last scene. So stupid, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible. Oh, by the way, the movie that never ends is Brainscan. Every time you think the movie's about to end, it doesn't end. It just keeps going and going.
Yeah, I hated this movie. I mean, I don't know if I said that before. I didn't like anything about it. Well, the first episode.
So he busts. So Ed Furlong's a pervert. He's busting out camcorders, which not an appealing quality in a leading man.
No.
Oh, and also not an appealing quality. While you're filming her, calling her, and then hanging up when she picks up. This guy is a straight fucking creep. If you made what was that guy's name that played the guy in Maniac? Frank. What's his name? Frank?
No, it was Joe. Joe
Spinell.
Spinell.
Yeah. If Joe Spinell performed this scene, everyone would be horrified. It'd be one of the scariest moments in horror history. Like the time Joe Spinell called the girl while he was filming her and hung up. So creepy.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like,
total maniac.
Terrible. And this guy's our leading man.
Yeah.
Oh, how endearing. What a great kid.
Although Frank is the leading man in Maniac.
I guess. Yeah, it's true, I suppose. So Furlong gets Brainscan. He's got to try it out, but he's just mocking it the whole time. And and by the way, this kid talks out loud so often, just all the time. He's another narrator. He gets it. He gets the Brainscan, puts it in. It says the most terrifying experience ever. And Ed Furlong's like, sure it is. Like look. No, sorry. He goes, sure it is. Look, I've played them all. Dude, who are you talking to? And B, fucking barf.
What games were even out at that time?
Nothing. Yeah. Nothing was out at that time. Like, I mean, yeah, I'm sure people will correct us that a million video games were out at this time.
Yeah, nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
Yeah.
And then to find out that this game literally just takes over your body, like, how did they not just include a virtual reality headset? How did they not just include that? The kid has fucking everything in his apartment. Was that just too much? Was it like, oh, I don't know, virtual realities. Oh, that's just a little...
Trickster's all right, but...
that's just a little haywire for this. Kid's got a lot. Kid's got his own kitchen, his own fridge, but I don't think he can afford a virtual reality headset. Anything. Fucking anything. No, he just sits in his chair like he's going to play a video game and then just essentially gets
his body's
possessed.
The controller.
Which... Okay. So, this scene's awesome, though.
The first kill?
Yes.
Yes.
So, he puts it in. He kind of starts having a seizure. There's lights flashing. He comes to, and the guy says, well, actually, I guess they haven't sent him Brainscan yet. He was just calling Brainscan. But they're sending him the first installment, Death by Design. So he gets that. He puts it in. The TV... So he puts it in the game. And then he calls Brainscan as if this is like some sort of normal procedure for a video game. Like he calls Brainscan on the phone and then that like activates the video game.
Which is so stupid.
Yeah. And and then the TV's like talking to him. I don't know. It makes no sense. But what? And the TV's talking so condescendingly to him. So he gets in, he sits in the chair, and he is put into the body of a killer.
Yes.
And it's all POV at this point, which is cool.
And we know that there's a host to the game.
Yes.
And at this point, we don't know what it looks like. It's just a voice.
It's just a voice.
But we do know that's called Trickster.
Yes. And basically, Trickster tells him he has to kill, covers tracks, destroy evidence. It's pretty obvious where this movie's going.
Yeah.
I mean, you know exactly what's going to, like, oh, you know that these crimes are going to be
real. Yeah.
Yeah. And he goes in and he walks into this house, and it's real eerie and real slowly paced, and it's just really cool. And he's kind of like stumbling over shit. He's hitting garbage cans by accident. And he goes in and he's just standing over this sleeping guy. And the narrator's going, "What are you waiting for? Do it." And he does. And he stabs the shit out of him.
Yeah. And at this point, I'm like, okay, this movie's pretty good.
Yeah. The narrator, this mystery narrator Trickster says, "Make sure he's dead." So Ed Furlong kicks him in the stomach and the head. Dude, I don't think that's what he means, Ed. Fucking, like,
stab him some more.
Yeah. What are you doing? There's a million other ways to make sure he's dead too. Like, check his fucking pulse. Like, do anything besides just
kick him in the.
Like, they'll do, after you're stabbed, like a little nudge in the stomach is not going to do anything. Like, you're going to be like, "I'm stabbed. I'm just going to lay here in pain." And then Ed Furlong proceeds to cut off his foot as a souvenir. And this was like mind melting as a kid. I was just like, this is fucking great. This is fucking great. But at the same time, this game makes no sense because Furlong.
Well, how's he doing it?
How's he doing it?
He's in his room.
He's just sitting there. He basically goes to sleep and does this.
Right.
So, like, there's a lot of questions.
But then when you sit and you think about it, and then you think about the end, you're like, okay, none of it made fucking sense. It was just a waste of my time.
Yes. Yes. The next day, he kind of wakes up just in a haze. He just doesn't really know what happened. And he thinks it was just a really cool game. He goes to his neighbor, the girl that he's obsessed with. And while he's there, he hears a news report of the same murder that he committed that night having been committed in his neighborhood. Again, I'm on board with this concept.
Same.
It's so good. It's just really, really smart. Unfortunately, he goes to check out the crime scene. And then this is when it's weird because it's like he's still hearing Brainscan in the movie. There's a lot of weird shit in this. And it says, like, "Are you sure it's hidden well?" So he checks the fridge and there's a foot in the fridge.
Yeah.
And he's like, so we know that he has committed these crimes.
Right.
And this is when the fun ends. This is when the fun ends. The rest of this movie is just, I don't even know how to explain it.
Annoying?
Well, Trickster's insanely annoying, but then they kind of like, the cool part that we see in these kills disappears, and then we're watching like Ed Furlong in his body. Like when he wakes up from that first one, he's like, "Holy shit, I don't know what happened, but
right,
I somehow played this video game in my brain."
Right.
I guess is what you'd be thinking. But then going forward, he's like in his body and he has full control of everything he's doing. Whereas in the first kill, he was like, it was almost like he was getting used to being in a body for the first time, like as if it was virtual reality.
Getting his like sea legs.
Yeah, and it was just like, and that was really cool. And then all of a sudden, he's just Ed Furlong murdering people,
right?
Or trying to murder people. Yeah. But Trickster shows up.
I'm trying to think of like the word to describe. Like,
it just sucks.
There's like a suspense to the first like quarter of the movie.
Yeah,
and then I guess that's the way. I mean, it just sucks,
and that's why it's a guilty pleasure for me because I do enjoy it for a variety of reasons, but it's just not good. And they truly ruin. By the halfway point of this movie, they are just ruining it. They're just ruining it.
Trickster comes Trickster appears, comes out of the game in real life, and he's listening to Primus so fucking loudly, and just dancing around like a buffoon.
Do you like Primus?
I do.
Okay.
Do you?
So next,
Are you scared of alienating the two Primus fans that probably listen to us?
boom, 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 boom. Here, I'll make a Primus album for you, okay? Boom, 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 boom. And I'm doing slap bass right now, too. Boom, 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 boom. Brainscan comes on automatically, and now we have a really disgusting person named Trickster who looks terrible. He's wearing, well, in honor of Prince, I can only describe that outfit as kind of Prince-like, except cheap. Whereas Prince looks like he spends a fortune on really weird clothes, this guy looks like he goes through a dumpster to piece together a Prince outfit. And he's disgusting. He's vile. And the actor's a real weirdo. I mean, to play that role, you have to be, right?
Well, I didn't even bother looking up what that guy was in because I didn't care.
He's really more of a T. Ryder Smith. He's done a lot of TV and video games, video game voices. Yeah, that's about it. And I can't wait to tell you about his interview with John Tesh in character.
Wait. In character of Trickster?
Basically. I mean, yeah, he's in character. He's not. They're interviewing him as T. Ryder Smith, but he is talking like Trickster, and he's acting super weird.
Is there audio of it?
To him. Oh, yeah. Well, it's video.
Oh, I thought you were saying you read it one.
No, it was on Inside Edition.
To promote the movie?
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
I would love to talk to him now. See if he's proud of it still.
You know, he strikes me as the kind of fellow that is a lot like our dear friend, Robert Englund. I imagine he would explain to you all the intricate workings of Trickster and why Trickster did what he did and why Trickster said what he said. I'm sure they were all very meticulously thought out and not just shit he pulled out of his ass while recording.
Pushing for a Trickster in the Park type deal at Central Park.
Dude, I would pay it. No, I wouldn't. I hate Trickster. Why would I just say that?
I hate Trickster, but I would totally go see him read Macbeth in the character of Trickster.
Yeah. By the way, we forgot to. There's a scene in this that made me laugh so hard. Earlier, we find out that this Ed Furlong runs a horror movie club at his school. Principal's not happy because of the movies he's showing these kids, and he takes them in, and he asks him why he likes horror, and Furlong says the most typical just dumb reason for watching a horror movie, which is it's because it's an escape. It's like an escape. And the principal says my favorite line in a movie ever, and he goes, "You mean lighting up a marijuana cigarette and escaping the real world? You mean watching a pornographic movie, getting an erection, and raping someone?" That is the most insane thing what a jump. What
escalates so quickly.
Dude, escalates so quickly. Even the marijuana cigarette, which I guess was supposed to be if he left it with just that, okay, I get what he's saying there with the marijuana cigarette, but nobody's murdered or dead. And then to go to the porno, the erection, and then the rape. It's just wait, what track are we on right now? Because now the marijuana seems pretty reasonable at this point. If we're going to rape, I'd rather have this guy smoke weed and escape the real world.
An insane analogy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh man, that was just my favorite thing ever. I'm so glad I got to share that with everyone. Watching a pornographic movie, getting an erection, and raping someone. That's just what happens.
Imagine the principal saying that to someone.
Imagine if porn actually did that. There would be, rape's not a joke, but there would be a lot of them going on. A lot. So where are we? So he's gotten Brainscan. He's killed the first guy. I'm lost in my notes right now. Oh, so Trickster's there. That's where we left off.
Yeah.
And Trickster's a butthole. And Ed Furlong is really confused.
Rightfully so.
It's a lot of their first interactions, a lot of why are you here? How did I do this? It wasn't supposed to be real. And basically, we also, during this, Trickster's just explaining he's a video game guy and you can't kill him. You can pump him through with 1,000,000 volts. You can break my fingers one by one. They could gouge out my eyes. But please, no country western music. A man has his limits. Fuck you, Trickster. Go fuck yourself.
So unfunny.
Yeah.
He's like breaking his fingers and gouging out his eyes when he says that.
Yeah. Yeah. Trickster takes off as he does, and he'll be back. Don't worry, everyone. And Furlong, I forget who he's talking to, but he basically, it might be the game he's talking to.
I think it is.
And which is another weird concept, because I thought Trickster was the game, but and he's basically bragging about the murder, and he goes, "Hey, I've done pretty good so far." No, you murdered somebody.
and he just realized that it was a real life murder.
And you know it is. Yeah, he knows 100% it
It's
is.
a foot in your fucking fridge.
So basically his next step is he has to go bury the foot. He has to go bury the foot. That's his next step. He has to discard the evidence. Trickster said, this is real. You got to get rid of this, but through the video game. But it's actually real life. So this is where it just falls apart.
It's like
everything falls
Inception
apart.
if Inception was stupid.
Dude, I wish Inception was this stupid. It just made me laugh so much. It would just, like, imagine if Inception just made no sense.
Have to go derper.
You couldn't. So he takes the foot out. He tries to bury it, but a dog gets it.
Yeah.
And the dog is running around with the foot. Ed Furlong's like trying to catch the dog. The dog's owner is like just down the street. It's like, and the owner's like, "Hey, where's my dog? Dog!" And like the dog's like, "Rrr." It's just like, it's almost slapstick to a point. Because Furlong's like, "Dog, come over here." And then a scene that just pissed me off because it made no sense. Ed Furlong gets the foot back and is hiding in brush, and they're like in the woods of a walking trail, and right as the owner comes, of course, so he's hiding in the brush, and for some reason the owner is like, I gotta take a peek around here, look around. Why is my dog acting weird? This is the most lightly, I'm trying to think about how to explain it. If my grass was like 10 inches tall and Joe just laid in it, that's like the coverage that it was. You would 100% see somebody do it. You would see him. You would see him 100%. There's no doubt in my mind. And he does it twice.
Yeah.
In the same spot in this movie. It was so weird. When it happened this time, I was like, that's dumb. And then when literally the same spot, I was like, what is happening? What is happening in this movie? Why am I watching this? How did anyone watch this? It was crazy. It was crazy. Oh my God. We gotta wrap this up though, man. We are going long. Yeah, we talked a lot about Trickster. So Trickster comes back. He tells the kid basically that there's been a witness. There's somebody that knows something.
It's his old buddy.
Old buddy Kai.
Yes.
Which, do we see this murder?
No.
He just wakes up and
because he doesn't want to kill Kyle.
Yeah, obviously.
He calls Kyle's house, and the policeman answers.
Yeah, and well, yeah. So, and this time he sets up a camcorder to watch himself playing, even though he's confirmed that it's real. He has a foot in his refrigerator.
And he just went on like a fucking wild goose chase to get the foot back.
But he sets up a camera to see what's happening.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so why are you still playing the game?
Well, that's the other thing. I mean, and he keeps threatening Trickster. He's like, "I'm going to call the police." Trickster's like, "Go ahead."
Yeah.
And then this time he finds a bloody necklace in his fridge, and it's Kyle's. Why does he keep bringing evidence to his house if he's cognizant during these things?
I don't know.
Like, that's the part. Like, that's what makes no sense. Every other time he plays, he's like cognizant.
So let me remind you about the ending, because none of this matters.
Oh, right. Now that, I think, is a pet peeve of yours, right?
I hate it.
Yeah, you hate
it
endings like that.
so fucking much.
Yeah, they're not great endings.
Because we're picking apart this movie, and then when you come to the ending, you're like, oh, wait.
It was the best video game ever.
It didn't matter.
And it was the best video game ever. But still, we're not sure how he actually played it. It was still through his brain.
I'm
Okay,
speechless.
well, we're running out of time. Let's pick out some great scenes in this. The girl loves Aerosmith. So many Aerosmith.
My favorite part was the music.
The music was great.
White Zombie played.
Yeah.
Tad.
So I guess in multiple scenes, I found this somewhere. The girl has Aerosmith poster. So this girl's room, they did not decorate any, but the entire budget went to decorating Ed Furlong's room. I'm sure. Because the girl's room looks like a grandmother's room. It's the worst wallpaper. It's the worst everything. It's just empty, except for like 10 Aerosmith posters just taped to an old woman's wall.
I just thought of this.
What?
Speaking of Aerosmith and video games, do you remember going to the mall in the 90s and there was a video game where music was banned?
Yes.
And Aerosmith were the main characters,
Yes.
and you just shot everybody.
Yes.
It was like the Queen of England banned music.
I do remember that, actually.
Holy shit. What was if anyone knows the name of that? I mean,
I think it was just called Aerosmith.
Not going to.
Like the video game.
Dude, you just shot the shit out of everybody.
Well, that was this same era, and
Yes.
Ed Furlong was in one of their music videos, and they think that's why all these posters are everywhere.
What music video?
I forget which one. Crazy?
With Alicia Silverstone?
I don't know. I don't like Aerosmith.
I like 70s Aerosmith.
Yeah. Well.
I like that he had
Steve-
his daughter
Steve Tyler's
in her
weird.
underwear in every one of his
Dude,
music videos.
When I found that out, I was like, I'm not okay with this. This guy's fucking weird. Yeah, and Trickster starts getting a little, as the movie goes on, Trickster starts becoming a bit more of a dick, even more so.
Yeah.
He's like calling the cops on him.
But then he reveals that he's just the evil part of Michael. He's not actually from the game.
Is that what I was supposed to take away from it?
Yeah. But he came from the game. But
Okay. So,
what were we talking about? Primus?
no,
No.
that was so long ago. All right, guys, listen, the NFL draft is really fucking up this show. And we just set up our live Google Hangout for our Patreon listeners because they are great people. And we're going to go talk to them in a little bit. So it's a crazy night. But point is, I wish I remember where we left off.
Well, we were talking about Kyle.
Fuck. So he's killed Kyle. Oh my God. People are going to fucking kill us because we're going to like recap a lot of this. He killed Kyle.
Yeah.
And then he's being told he has to kill the girl. I think that's where we left off.
Yeah, we were in the middle of something.
Perfect. The end of this movie is just inexplicable. Also, great blue electricity effects.
Great.
I love that effect. It is terrible.
Yeah,
And
you
we've
said that in Killer Clowns too.
It's
That you
in
like the
Killer
set.
Clowns. It's in Rumpelstiltskin. It's in Frankenhooker. Frankenhooker did it the best.
Agreed.
Especially because the rest of Frankenhooker looks like it was shot with a potato. It's so dark. Although...
Oh, dude, no. What we're gonna talk about next?
Oh yeah, culture. Yeah. That was pretty great. So basically, Tricks. Yeah, again, none of this matters in the end.
Yeah,
So it's
tell them why, Sean.
I forgot the ending, honestly. So, like, I forgot the ending while I was talking about this because I really felt like everyone needed to know everything. But Trickster sends Michael over to kill the girl. We find out Trickster is part of him.
Evil twin. Yeah, we said that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, and then they're kind of part of each other, and then they join each other, and then they separate again.
Yeah. Stupid.
It's really dumb. And Trickster's just begging her to kill him. Then Trickster just invites a policeman in. Big Frank.
But yeah, Frank Langella.
Frank
Do we even say that he was the cop?
No. Frank Langella's the cop, and he's the worst police officer of all time.
Yeah.
In my opinion. He's just
Sucks.
shitty. First of all, he's just doing illegal things. Dude, going in and stealing the ash from the house, that's a police officer's role. He oversteps his boundaries. And especially when he kills Michael. Just
Shoots him dead.
Dude, Michael's like, oh, he's like 14, he's unarmed. The cop comes in and is just like, gotcha. Just blasts him.
Yeah.
Just shoots the shit out of him.
But again, it doesn't fucking matter.
But it doesn't matter because then Michael wakes up.
And none of it was real.
It was all a dream. And Brainscan's like, thanks for playing. Thanks for playing.
I fucking hate movies like this, man. It just means the last hour and a half was a waste of your time.
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
It's like we were in college and Paul would tell me about his dreams for an hour and a half.
It was the best waste of time.
No.
I love this
Disagreed.
movie. I love this movie. It's probably because I have fond memories. So Ed Furlong loses his mind, smashes everything because he's super pissed, which honestly, I mean, if that happened to me, I'd probably be really freaked out. But
Or really relieved.
Really relieved. But I'd also be like, that was the best fucking video game of all time.
But none of it happened.
How does this technology exist? We're living in a time without internet.
But none of it happened.
The game's real.
Yeah, but we don't even know what the game's like.
That was the game.
But he woke up.
Yeah.
So how do we know?
Because it's telling you Oh, Joe. Oh, Joe.
I thought you just fell asleep.
No, if you listen to it, the game is talking. Well, first of all, that's the other great part. They don't actually like literally explain it to you. It's the game is on in the background, basically explaining what has happened while Ed Furlong is smashing shit and screaming. And if you listen, the game is saying like, it's this new technology and it penetrates your brain waves. And then it's like, and now let's do some cool down exercises because like you were just put through like a really, like they were like, there's
so
some real side effects to this. Yeah.
Okay.
And like they have like cool down exercises.
Still sucks.
well, yeah. What sucks even more is Kyle's still alive. Kyle, it's you. Who did you think it was? Axl Rose? Most 1994 joke of all time. That was amazing. And Kyle reveals that Brainscan was on the news. It's giving people aneurysms. And again,
Yeah.
This is when we get the 37 different endings. And you're like, when is this movie going to end? Like, just end it. Just end it. End it. End it.
Yeah, I felt like that, like the second Trickster showed up.
Dude, I was just waiting for Trickster to come. Oh my god. Oh my god. So there's a scene. He goes over. We talked about this scene already. He goes to the girl's house and asks her on a date, and she says no. Total. I mean, through all of this, you're thinking, okay, that's the end. They're gonna get together, and nope.
No, she says no. And then she says
Then
maybe.
he begs, and then she says maybe.
And then she kisses him.
We all know what that means. But then she kisses him.
Stupid.
Total mixed messages. Totally mixed messages.
And she's taking pictures of him.
And she's taking candid voyeuristic photos of him.
Thank
so then
God.
you think that's the end of the movie.
No, yeah.
And it's not.
Fuck. I just got my hopes up.
Yeah. And I mean, but you know Trickster's coming. So Michael goes to see the principal. This is like the most elaborate ending. Goes to see the principal. He says he wants to show Brainscan to the horror club. So and the principal had said he needs to review everything they watch or do. So he gives the principal Brainscan, and as the principal like moves out of frame, we see Trickster sitting in the principal's chair. And this is how you know they were banking on like big money for Trickster, is because they're kind of friends at the end. Ed Furlong and which, by the way, Trickster doesn't exist.
He's not real.
And but he's there, and him and Ed Furlong like share a longing glance at each other. Like, thanks, man. And that's the end.
Thank God.
That's the end. Thank God. Thank God. So we are way over on this episode. So what was this movie's stupid? I was writing questions down that I wanted to discuss while we did this. And then I realized they were all answered in the end when it's not real. So whatever. So a couple things that I did want to talk about though is the Entertainment Tonight interview with John Tess. John Tess? Tesh.
Yeah.
And they were hyping this big, like they were like, it's because this was coming off of T2, and it's like Ed Furlong's going places Arnold wouldn't dare go in Brainscan. I mean, this is a full feature. It's on YouTube. You can check it out. And Trickster is in full makeup, full wardrobe, doing his interview.
So he is in character.
And he's talking like him, but he is T. Rider strong because he's talking about making the movie. And he says one of Brainscan's most memorable scenes is when he eats the raw chicken.
I wish he really ate the raw chicken.
I do too.
Just got salmonella.
Just kicked the
They
bucket.
stopped making the movie.
Or they just filmed them on the toilet for a week.
I'd watch it.
Kyle, the actor that played Kyle, 27 years old.
No, really? Edward was like 14, right?
Dude, that's what I thought. But that girlfriend she looked like 32. She did not look great. They could have, that was weird. Yeah. Living on the Edge was the video
that he's in?
Yeah.
Song sucks.
And that's really it. We also, do you want to talk about how much the director hated him?
Yes. John Flynn did not get along with Edward Furlong during filming. He recalled Eddie Furlong was a 15-year-old kid who couldn't act. You had to slap him awake every morning. I don't want to get into knocking people, but I'm not a big Eddie Furlong fan, which is insane to say about a 15-year-old kid.
It was. He said he was always sleeping, and he just couldn't stand him. So yeah. Well, that's it, guys.
What were your other guilty pleasures?
Oh yeah, I forgot that's what this episode is. Well, it was really hard to do, like we talked about. It's such a hard question because then I was doing like underrated, like Frankenhooker. I really like. Is that underrated or is that bad? It depends who you ask. That's why it sucks. I love Frankenhooker.
Sure, I had to count it.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Nice.
Big fan of that. I could sing the song for you guys someday. I do love Paranormal Activity.
Okay.
I love the 90s Frankenstein remake with Robert De Niro.
De Niro's the monster?
I love it so much. I mean, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, so I shouldn't say that. But yeah. It's Puppet Masters.
Sure.
Doll Man versus the Demonic Toys. Things of that nature.
Yeah.
The Village and the Happening. Like them.
Wait, you like The Happening?
I do.
Oh,
It's like this, dude.
it sucks.
I'm going to fight you after this. No, I won't, because it's not very good, but I just really like it.
What do you think Brainscan got in Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh, gosh. I didn't check, I don't think. 30.
No. Lower. 18%.
Oh,
It's terrible.
it's not zero. It's not zero.
Terrible.
And Ed Furlong's a terrible actor.
Oh, wait. It had the critics gave it 18%. The audience gave it 61%.
Yeah, there's a little following, I think, for it. But see, that's why it's hard to pick a guilty pleasure, because I feel like now every movie has a weird little following online.
Yeah. Of course.
Like, it's just really bizarre. Except when all of a sudden the internet decides to all band together and just hate one thing, like Superman versus Batman. It's like the worst movie of all time. Relax.
Yeah.
Everyone just relax.
So much better than Brainscan.
Yeah, totally. Oh, man. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Sorry for this episode. It was kind of a little bit rushed, and we're watching a football draft at the same time. And we've got people watching us.
People
talking.
waiting for us.
People just genuinely nice people waiting for us. So thank you all so much. Rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. If you do, send me an email. I'm almost out of stickers, but yeah. Send me an email, Sean@IHateHorror.com, and I will get those stickers out to you. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/IHateHorror. I'm on Twitter @IHateHorrorShow.
I'm at JoeV421.
We're on Instagram @IHateHorror and
Boognish
something.
1985.
Joe's French name, Boognish. What else? Patreon, which I still forget, patreon.com/IHateHorror, I think is what you go to. And sign up for that. Patreon's really cool. We're about to do a hangout where we talk to these guys and
gals.
And gals. But I say guys for everyone. Everyone's a guy. Like, it's not guys. My guys. They're all my guys. Somebody's going to be mad at that. I'm sorry. Guys and gals, I have to say it. Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Is that it?
Sure.
Is that it?
Harley
We're
Pug.
totally missing
Thanks.
something. Our shirts, store.ihatehorror.com. Something.
Sounds right.
Just find it. No wonder, like, we're the worst promoters of all time. I listen to these other shows and they have everything, like, meticulously laid out. We're just like, yeah, well, Google it. You won't find it. Like, just try.
You will not find it if you Google it.
Just try. All right. Guys, thank you all so much. Seriously, we really appreciate it. It means a lot. So, for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.